right, everybody. Welcome to Get Bit Podcast. Podcast for blurs, for nerds. For those with a fandom, you are most certainly welcome here. I'm your host, the most Will Buchanan, of course, the man to my right, your left, depending on how your screen is flipped. I wonder what he has for us today because I've got it narrowed down to 3 different things. But what you got, Joe?
I have been and always shall be Joe Tonello.
Dang, not on my list. That being said, guys, we
I
are the
mean, it
Get
was
Bit
either
Podcast.
that or the whole monologue from Khan, and like from the moon to Jupiter, he tasks me.
From Hell's Gate, I spit.
Well, it's
No,
either that or Carlo Montalban's other most well-known thing of, oh, freakazoid, you yellow cheese. Really?
Oh Lord! With that being said, guys, we do our, like I said, like the WWE of new. We do try to watch our language. Sometimes words do fly, and of course, there are a lot of trailers today, so some of those may be too intense for younger viewers. So viewer discretion is advised. Aside from that, welcome. So, to go ahead and get into it because we have a lot to unpack. Unless you've been under a rock, you already know that Disney Day D23 Day 1 did occur today. Along with that, we've had a lot of other news, but I have to start with this one because aside from DC, and I'm going to go through this very quickly. DC thought that they had their Kevin Fiege in the bag. It turns out they do not. According to Superhero Hype, producer Dan Lin has decided that he will not take over DC films and TV projects. It looks like he is basically putting DC back to square one. Again, this is the problem I have with DC, that I like the fact that you're trying to do a clean slate, but at the same time, you need to lock down somebody who is going to have the 10-year plan that Warner Brothers Discovery CEO wants for DC. Dan Lin, like I said, if you don't know who Dan Lin is, he is behind a number of successful movies out there and television shows. One of my favorites, actually, Scorpion, it's on Paramount Plus. He actually helped produce that, which again I was a big fan of. But I'm not surprised by this, Joe. Do we have any hope for DC ever finding that person that will hopefully lead the next contingency arc?
Well, to be completely honest, I don't think hiring a Kevin Feige type is the way to go. I think you need to look inward and grow a Kevin Feige type internally.
Mm-hmm.
Like find somebody who's very passionate about DC, understands its in and out, its characters, and respects its continuity, what little there is sometimes, and go from there. I think just hiring, like, oh, he did good with Lego Batman and DC properties involving Lego. Let's get this guy. It's like you're just not setting yourself. You're setting yourself up for failure.
But
You
but
need
I mean,
that person to come from within and to nurture them and make sure they know what they're doing.
okay, fair enough. Because I do see that with Justin Lin, but I also see that I forgot the guy who directed Shazam. The name escapes me at the moment. Because those two were brought in under 2 different franchises. Justin Lin did great with Aquaman. That's going to bother me that I forgot the guy's name who directed Shazam already. It'll come back to me later. But you are right. They do kind of need to look inward. But at the same time, I still think that there are still people out there. I mean, granted, it's the fact that DC really doesn't have that, I guess, that allure. Because I mean, you got to find somebody. I won't say somebody's established, because I remember someone sat there and told me not so long ago, "Why doesn't Michael Bay direct DC?" I said, "Then you'll have nothing but explosions." Every DC movie will be nothing but explosions if Michael Bay was the head guy behind the entire universe. It would. It don't get me wrong. Still watch Transformers. I still love the first one. You know, after the Fallen, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, The Lost Night, they kind of went a little bit south. But what you about to say, Joe?
Actually, I think I can trust him to make at least 3 films competently.
Which 3?
Lobo.
Explosions.
Guy Gardner.
Explosions.
Booster Gold Blue Beetle. Incoherent leads with explosions and constantly
Explode,
surrounded by overly hot women
explosions and buddy cop humor.
and overly attractive women around them at all
Yes.
times.
Yeah, that's in the Michael Bay. That's in the Michael Bay formula. You're exactly. I won't disagree with that. I can see that, but I just
And
I
Superboy, when he was based out of Hawaii.
that's basically Baywatch. That's Baywatch for superpowers.
Then 4 movies that he could do competently.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I can see Michael Bay doing those types of movies, but at the same time, I mean, DC does need a head person to right the ship. Even though right now it's kind of a sinking ship about to hit an iceberg, and still thinks that it's doing great things. But again, I just don't know. I mean, I thought Dan Lin was a sure lock on because he would have been given the entire keys to the kingdom. But it sounds like in this case he's passed on it. So DC begins its search again. Again, guys, if you're watching this, if you know someone, or if you think, or if you suggest somebody that you think will be perfect for this, let us know. Because for me, it's like the person I would love for them to go to, I don't think they'll go to. I'm gonna be honest. Just because because to me, even though he has directed a series of horror movies, if it was my pick for anybody to lead the DC to be the next head person for the DC universe moving forward, it would be Jordan Peele. That'd just be me. But
I'm kind of lackluster on him after Nope.
I have yet to see that. I actually need to watch that.
It's good, but also it's really confusing with why characters do certain things for certain reasons. Like, it's just like, but why?
Oh, so it's like Us.
No, Us, you understand their reasoning for what they're doing. This one is just like they're doing something really important, and then like a good non sequitur to be like, you see 2 characters moving a couch in the background for no reason.
Oh, so just background noise.
But those 2 are also the center plot of that shot.
Huh. That gives me something to look forward to. But but what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was saying it won't be me. No one can vote for me, because if you vote for me in that position, you will never see Batman touch the light of day ever.
Well, I mean, I think we've had enough Batman movies. I'm a Batman fan. I am a fanatic about Batman. And I'll be the first person to say I would be completely okay with not seeing a Batman movie for at least the next 5 years. I'd be okay with that.
I don't want to be Batman. I enjoy both my parents living.
I should know that line by now whenever I open that door. But yeah, I still walk straight into that 2x4, no matter how many times I try.
If anything, if I was going to do anything, I would put in Duke just to mess with people. Just make it DC presents The Signal.
You realize how many people
one of the Wayans brothers.
All I gotta sit there and say is, you realize how many people are already upset about She-Hulk that's never read a comic book about never read a She-Hulk comic book. Can you imagine putting in The Signal now in the DC universe?
That's not my fault they're afraid of women, and I'm not.
Yeah, no argument there. But then again, they never picked up a She-Hulk comic or never seen Stripperella. But anyway, aside from that, other DC news before we get to the trailers, guys. Also, Superman Lois, we did sit there and say the guy who was casting Jonathan Kent did actually leave for various reasons, allegedly because of vaccination status and the fact that Canada does not play about vaccination statuses. If you are not vaccinated, you are not coming over that border. But it seems in this case that they did actually find a new Jonathan Kent. Michael Bishop is seen here. Will be taking on the role of Jonathan Kent once Superman Lois returns back for season 3. So that's at least a crisis averted, because just like Stargirl, Superman Lois is one of the last 2 remaining shining stars in the CW. I guess you can call it the Arrowverse.
That pun was terrible.
Say what?
That pun was terrible.
I mean, shining star. I mean, I did that purposely, but I did that really purposely. But but no, it is a crisis averted moment for Superman Lois, because I was still wondering, because they've actually had I mean, granted, they're about to enter season 3. The first season was great. The second season was pretty solid, and once it gets into the third season for a lot of shows, it's kind of that make or break situation. And I don't think we're gonna run into that problem with Superman Lois, but I mean, the fact that there is a new recasting, the fact that where the story is at the moment, it does make you wonder, can they continue the story? But what about you, Joe? I mean, do you think Superman Lois is okay, or should we be concerned
I
post
want them. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Go ahead.
I want them to do the Robert Downey Jr. God, what's his name? Who does War Machine now? Oh, I had it and then I lost it again.
Oh, who does War Machine now? Dang it, Don Cheadle.
Yeah, I want like Clark or Lois or John to look at the brother and just like, don't worry about it.
You look
like that opening scene in Iron Man 2 where they're in the court and he noticed, and it's like an in joke that he's no longer Terrence Howard. He just like,
the look on his face, I'm here, deal with it. I was like, yeah, I'm here, deal with it. But no, I can see that.
Either that or they got to cast Framing Ways. Like he took a real bad hit at football and had to get like something done.
That orange kryptonite hit really changed some things.
Yeah,
the kryptonite X really did change you over the summer.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, right now, if you notice, the genie, the Thunderbolt's no longer Zach Galifianakis. It's now Seth Green.
I did not. That is news to me. I did not. But no, we'll definitely get that. But no, but I did talk about Stargirl because we'll get to that very soon. But
Stargirl, easy to sum up: how to apologize to people poorly.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, you're right.
That is literally the crux of that entire episode, guys. I literally summed the whole episode. People, Starman goes on an apology tour, does it poorly.
I mean, he still has his moments where he kind of goes back into Starman, but no, you gotta, you're exactly right, which is still funny now that I think about it. But no, how to apologize poorly. That sums up that sums up episode 2. Oh, so much. But anyway,
I also love the whole Paula, the stuff with Paula and Barbara is fantastic. Where I just want to see like, what is Paula's new problem that she's gonna break into Barbara's office for this week?
Yeah, that was just frenemies is the right word for this episode. That's about the best way I can put it. And the fact that the shade just gives off the most elegant FU exit ever. It's just like, I'll leave Blue Valley for a while. You'll figure out how to bring Grundy back. It's like, and it's interesting to see that now. Sylvester has issues. Rick has issues. Cindy has issues. It's kind of interesting. The girl who now plays the new Dr. Midnight is completely fine, but her parents are super clingy. It's like, how do you go from parents ignoring you to like, oh, we've made you a superhero outfit. Oh, have you ate? You need to eat. It's like, it's amazing. You went from being ignored to now your parents are just stuck to you.
I mean, I do like that their costume design is the actual Infinity Inc. Dr. Midnight costume.
Yeah. But the one thing I will say, aside from the Thunderbolt making his appearance and then saying that the villain, the murderer has many names, where the crap was Artemis in all this? Artemis did a hit and run and she just dipped. I was expecting to see Artemis somewhere. Like, dang, after that one hit and run, and she's literally out the episode. Cool, but no, but as Joe said, it's a really easy way to sum it up about episode 2, Stargirl. About the most recent episode of Stargirl. But again, solid episode, couldn't complain. But moving on to trailers, though, guys, I do got to talk about this one because, again, as we are in September, next month is, I like to call it, or specifically October 21st, I believe, is Black Adam. As I like to call it, DC's really big bet on the Rock. They did actually release another trailer today, and it actually gave us a lot, and it also possibly gave us an idea of what they're trying to do with the DCU.
It also shows the villain.
That too.
My son sacrificed his life to save me. These powers are not a gift, but a curse. Born out of rage. So I'm out to them.
This loose cannon needs to be locked down before innocent people start getting hurt.
He's been asleep for 5,000 years.
You find us a cell that can hold him, we'll take care of the rest.
Who's on the team? I didn't bring a passport.
You don't need passports. You're the Justice Society.
There's a war going on outside we ain't safe from.
Black Adam.
We're here to negotiate your peaceful surrender.
Heard about at least 3 killings this afternoon.
I'm not peaceful. Nor do I surrender. Here we go. I kneel before no one.
You didn't come here to seek justice. You came to exact revenge.
Too much enemy fire to catch a break.
I never said I was a hero.
Giving you respect, I expect the same thing.
You believe you are not worthy. But fate does not make mistakes.
I'll fight for you. There's a war going on outside we ain't safe from.
You have two paths. You can be the destroyer of this world. Or you can be its savior.
So, Joe, I got to ask you, dude, because I know the first time we saw this trailer for Black Adam, you were concerned about the Dr. Fate costume. Does that resolve anything, or does it make you feel any better? I got to know.
I mean, the mask still needs eyes.
Fair, but you got to admit it is a big improvement on what they were doing, though. I thought the Dr. Fate outfit was, really well done. But you are right to go ahead and get the other part too. You are correct. They did show the villain for all those that looked and thought that was, and I usually mispronounce this. For all those that saw Sabik, yeah, that was him. He is the villain in Black Adam. For all those that don't know, think of Sabik like, how can I put this ever so nicely?
He's Captain Marvel's Mephisto.
Thank you. Pretty much, he can summon the demonic powers and strength of Beelzebub and all those satanic demons. But the fact he is making an appearance does kind of actually make some wonderful headway into what they're doing. I like the fact that we did actually see Suicide Squad. We did see the Wall herself. I like to call her the Wall. We did see Amanda Waller. Which does kind of set up that are we trying to say that DC might actually be doing contingencies in the same continuity? Just because you see her as far as the build up with him, you see Hawkman himself, of course, Dr. Fate, Ab Smasher, Cyclone, and then as Joe had pointed out, the mention of the JSA. Which I love the fact they kind of gave it an X-Men vibe to it, just the whole thing of the plane separating out in front of the actual in front of the actual structure, I thought was pretty cool. But Joe, I know, like, I definitely know I'm seeing it. I'm trying to see it before the 21st, but I definitely know I'm seeing it. But Joe, is there anything else about the trailer that you wanted to point out, or just, you know, things like that you saw?
No, I mean, the film's going to end with him kicking everybody, but probably Adam Smasher out of Kahndaq and ruling it the way he should be. I do not see this being a gentle thing. I see this as Sabac's trying to lay claim on his land, and Adam's going to, like, well, use the JSA while I'm here. I like the Adam Smasher kid. He seems cool. Oh, hey, there's my wife and my brother-in-law.
But yeah, I thought I think it's going to be great. But I just think they're setting up. Like I said, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of hoping to see a cape, or just to see, you know, some red and blue where it's like you see them face off. I was expecting something, but at the same time, you know, it might have been a little too much to expect right now to see Superman. We do know that we do know it's already been confirmed that Superman will be seen in Black Adam, just like Wonder Woman will be seen in Shazam, and Batman will be seen in the next Aquaman movie. So
we also got confirmed that we're not seeing a Black Adam Shazam fight until at least either Shazam 3 or Black Adam 3. Like, it's one of those scenarios of, like, The Rock wants to build that up as best he can, and I think Zachary Levi's like, yeah, we got to do this. This is one of those, we only get one shot at this, we got to do it right scenarios.
Oh, I completely agree. I completely agree. I am okay with letting some movies between them pass for that build up. It's just like it's like a certain wrestling promotion that we cannot mention right now, because if we do, it's going to be a show into itself.
Like, the fight needs to be as good or better than the DC Black Adam Shazam Superman short.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be on that level.
What'd you get out? That's the reason why I'm sitting there saying that I think it, you know, when he sat there and said, I want some movies in between, that's where it's great build up and it's great story to where you're not fast forwarding to the end. And I can completely agree with that. Just because we've seen what happens, because we saw Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. But I'm just saying. But moving right along, guys, of course, also Black Adam does come out October 21st. So wherever theaters are near you, because I'm definitely going to go see it, because I have to see how this is going to work out, because Pierce Brosnan playing Dr. Fate was a great casting. Aldous Hodge, forgive me if I mispronounced your name, playing Hawkman, I think was pretty cool. I forgot the actor's name that was cast as Adam Smasher, but for apologies, I'm not remembering your name. But so far from the trailers, it just looks great, and I'm just looking forward to it. But the other trailer I wanted to get to, because this is kind of a little bit out the norm. If you've seen the movie Knives Out, it is one of my favorite movies that kind of goes along the lines of whodunit and Clue and things of that nature. Well, there is another mystery. There is another murder mystery on the same tale of Knives Out that's going to be starring Daniel Craig. This one is called Glass Onion. Joe, have you seen this trailer yet?
No, and I've not seen Knives Out either. So,
it doesn't spoil it. This whole Glass Onion's a whole separate story, but it's a murder mystery whodunit. But again, I just have to play this because it looks so good. But here's Glass Onion.
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is it.
You expected the mystery.
Get your hand off of that.
You expected a puzzle. But for one person on this island, this is not a game.
Will you explain it to us then, Detective?
Holy
Really, Duke?
Oh my God!
Really?
Lock the doors. Stay in your rooms.
Everyone
is in danger.
All
right. When's the murder mystery start?
Like I said, I am looking so forward to that. Now, again, if you haven't seen Knives Out, I think it's still on Amazon Prime, if I'm correct about this. I have to double check on that. But if you do like stories, like I said, Clue, Whodunit, those murder mystery kind of type movies in literature, then Knives Out is definitely great. Glass Onion looks like it's going to be great anyway, because, I'm a big fan of Daniel Craig, especially in his last James Bond movie, because that's still one of my favorites up there with Skyfall, and Casino Royale. But to see Janelle Monáe and Dave Bautista, who knew Dave Bautista was finally going to get his just desserts and actually get more movie roles? I'm actually proud to actually see him in more movie roles. But it looks like it's going to be great. But yeah, Joe, I got to tell you, dude, if you ever get a chance to watch Knives Out, I really want to know your opinion on that, because it is still one of my favorite murder mystery movies. But
Okay.
But with that being said, we are going to switch gears anyway, because Joe does want to talk about Pokemon. And before this podcast got started, the new Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet has a certain Pokemon that, well, let's just play the video and just watch it.
Crap.
Oh, I have so many questions. That was Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Available November 18th of 2022. Joe, I guess because I did see what you're talking about. The Pokemon that she was on that. So the thing that she was on top of was the Pokemon?
Yes. Yeah. So like the engine, I guess, possesses other vehicles and uses it as a body.
Uh-huh.
So it's like the Matrix of Leadership, but a ghost.
I kept looking at it like, okay, is that whole thing a Pokemon? Hey, gotta catch them all. But again, that's Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Violet Scarlet does come out November 18th. I will actually give that a shot. It's been a while since I played Pokemon, but then again,
also we gotta look at somehow 2 Mega Man Battle Network navis made it into the game.
In the Pokemon?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Pay attention.
Yeah, those that fighter and sword user, that fire guy Pokemon, that sword Pokemon.
Oh, that's supposed to be a tribute?
No, but they look amazingly close to where they copied Capcom's homework and changed it just enough to where it's not quite Dark Mega Man or Swordsman and not quite Fireman .exe.
Just enough not to involve the lawyers?
Correct.
It's just enough.
The other joke running around is Magmortar. It's like, well, who are you? It's like, I'm you, but better.
Damn. Not I'm you, but damn. Oh Lord, I have to apologize, guys. Apparently, Xbox is hooked onto my computer as well. So I apologize if you're hearing that noise. I'll try to mute that as best as possible. Okay, so moving right along. Me and Joe did talk about this because again, Disney D23 has begun. Day one has already been completed in the books. Of course, more news, especially along the lines of Marvel and things of that nature. More games will be announced tomorrow. We did get some news today that we are definitely going to cover. First and foremost, I did want to cover this. Me and Joe talked about this trading game that Disney is entering into because they are also entering the TCG competition. Lorcana, I guess if that, and forgive me for all those, if it's a different way of pronouncing it, please let me know because I'm only going off what I see in front of me. So I apologize for messing this up. But anyway, Disney did give us our first look at what the cards will look like, and I have so many questions. As you can see,
I can actually translate a fair amount of this for non-TCG players.
Okay, because the problem I have with this, now don't be wrong, and I'm gonna let Joe go from that explanation. Maleficent, Monstrous Dragon. Okay, understand, makes sense. Captain Hook, Forceful Duelist. Really? That's the class you put him in?
Actually, that's his. So we'll cover him down. So Maleficent has a 9 casting cost. She's from red. Mm-hmm. She has 7 attack, 5 defense.
Yeah.
She has the ability when this character comes into play, you may banish chosen opposing character. So it just flat out kills a character.
Yeah.
I'm unsure what the 2 star drops are. My guess is this is how they choose their rarity. So this is an uncommon. And then our flavor text is the 9th rule villainy. When all fails, turn into a dragon. Captain Hook's a 1 cost. Looks like he's going to be for white.
Yeah.
He is Dreamborn, villain, and pirate and captain. So these are the archetypes that they will be under. He is 1 attack, 2 defense. He has the ability Challenger when challenging. So my guess is when attacking, this character gets +2 attack.
Yeah.
I, honest to God, think he probably has the best artwork out of this.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Almost literally. I mean, I'm only showing those. I mean, there's still other ones. I mean, don't get me wrong. The artwork on the cards is beautiful. I mean, seeing Elsa and Cruella de Vil, Robin Hood, Stitch, even seeing Mickey, they're all great. I mean, they're all beautiful. I got no issue with that. It's just that one little part because. Everything else, Cruella de Vil, Elsa, Robin Hood, Stitch. The fact that they didn't go Steamboat Willie, but Taylor Mickey, but I was like, okay, I can live with that. But no, I mean, from the start of it, I think it's going to be great. I'm still collecting these just because to see somebody, because there's going to be tournaments about this, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. But now that you're able to see the cards, Joe, I mean, what do you think? Is it Is it exactly what we think it? What you think it's going to be? Could it be some adjustments, or should we just wait more until more information comes out?
Probably more information comes out because I want to see what they do with everything and see what all the colors do. Red is just standard red aggro removal. White looks like they get maybe white weenie, where in Magic terminology you get to spawn a lot of low cost characters, and then swing for higher numbers. Elsa here comes from purple. Looks like, and I don't know if this is just Elsa, but purple could be control based because you get to exert chosen character, which I guess is their terminology for tapped. Cruella de Vil's got green, which usually means mana ramp, but in this case, when this character is challenged and banished, when this character is challenged and loses, you may return chosen character to their player's hand. So this means she just goes back to the hand as opposed to the drop zone. Robin is blue. I'm not sure what their blue is. Blue in Magic is usually cancellation and spells.
Yeah.
This is when you play this card, if an opponent has more cards in hand, you draw a card. So draw, and during your turn, this character has evasive. They can challenge other characters with evasive. Okay, so from my old Versus system, that means he is a concealed character. And during this turn, during your turn, he has concealment and can challenge other characters with concealment. Stitch is yellow, which now we're actually getting into Battle Spirits territory because Magic actually doesn't have a yellow. Shift 4, you can pay 4 of whatever their mana system is to put this on top. So it's basically, this is a costume change character.
Okay.
You may pay 4 whatever to play this on top of one of your Stitch characters, and then he gets this effect. Whenever you play a character with a cost of 2 or less, you may exert this to draw a card. So, yeah. So he becomes a resource character. And then Mickey is a straight-up red aggro at a 5/5. I guess he's an ultra rare because of the 5 diamonds, and he's got evasive, meaning unless the opposing character also has evasive characters like Robin, they cannot hit Mickey.
Oh, I just read something as you're talking about that. So that particular card right there is only available at the convention.
I'm unsurprised by that.
I mean, they did say that, let's see, that the set will be for sale during the convention for $49.95. Only those present at the convention will be able to receive this version of the Mickey Mouse card. So you know there's going to be a lot of people sealing those and selling those on eBay. Okay,
so it's this version of Mickey, meaning Mickey Brave Little Tailor will be in the set, but it will not be this artwork, more than likely.
Right. That's the thing about it. But still, though, it does seem pretty cool. It just makes me want to pull back my old mouth. Oh, it makes me want to go back to my Magic the Gathering days, but I didn't forgot half the freaking rules. But again, not bad. But again, we did actually have more news from, but we actually also had more news from D23. This is kind of going in tandem. We did get another She-Hulk trailer, but at the same time, I guess you can call it the mid-season trailer, which I think it's kind of odd to sit there and say that in the middle of She-Hulk, we already have a mid-season trailer, which kind of goes, and from there it kind of goes into what we'll talk about, Wong having a magical infringement case, if you will. But let's go ahead and play the trailer first because I gotta get Joe's mind on this one.
Strength is beauty. Beauty is strength. What makes you beautiful? She-Hulk by Titania.
This is the person who legally outmaneuvered you? Yeah. Why didn't you trademark your own pseudonym?
Why would I? Did Doctor Strange have to trademark his name? Did Thor?
You chose 2 examples of people who use their real names.
Mm-hmm. I'm still Jennifer Walters. She-Hulk is just a thing that happened to me.
You said you didn't like the name She-Hulk.
I don't. I do admit, though, there are parts of it that I enjoy. The amazing hair, no hangover, being able to walk home at night without being afraid.
You put on your green suit.
Put on my green suit?
Yeah, jolly green yourself. I don't know what you call it.
Hulking out.
Okay, good. Whatever.
Trouble's gonna find you. Weird, unexpected trouble.
Why aren't you answering a mobile phone?
I'll be right back. Life would be so much easier if I was just Jen.
I think you're in a unique position to do some real good. Jen Walters can use the law to help people when society fails them. She-Hulk can help people when the law fails them.
This guy's really kind of doing it for me.
Big energy.
Oh, did you get a ticket for texting? Just say you were texting 911. They can't prosecute.
That isn't what this is, and that's not true.
Okay, so that was the trail. That was the mid-season intro that they showed at D23. It does kind of coincide what happened with episode 4. But Joe, I know that you probably either you've seen the trailer or this is your first time watching it. The mid-season trailer. What did you think of it?
No, I dig it. I got a feeling the Daredevil stuff's going to be the finale.
Yeah, I mean, it's an ugly way of doing it, but yeah, it does have that viewership. That viewership. If I was show running, yeah, you're gonna make Daredevil the last thing. Although we won't see. I mean, they're teasing us with Born Again, but we won't get Born Again till 2024. I think 2023 or 2024. One or two, either next year or the year after that. But I mean, it was still funny to see that Titania has trademarked the name She-Hulk, which actually goes into episode 4 of She-Hulk, where I like to call it that Wong has one student from the Mystic Arts that apparently washed out, but decided to take his tricks and basically send people to realms and make pacts with demons. So that was interesting.
Demon's named Jake.
Yeah, demon named Jake, which was still interesting.
Jake the dog.
But dating was also weird because, Jen had a hard time dating, turns into She-Hulk, hops on the Tinder of the show, and immediately gets likes. But I will say this, because Wong was so close to saying incursion without saying incursion, because he kept on saying the whole entire time, you're unraveling the borderlines between our realities, and it may cause an issue. I was like, we did not want to say incursion because technically, if we follow Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, he's currently with his future wife Clea about to stop an incursion. So I just thought that part was interesting, considering the fact that Wong also sat there and said the last time he drunk was at a wedding, which kind of foreshadowing that by the time we meet up with Strange, or is he just saying stuff to just say as far as future wise? Because technically, when Wong said last time I drunk was at a wedding, and it's like, whose wedding? It kind of puts that, bug in you a little bit. But what did you think of that? What did you think of the episode?
I think this was a nice finale for Wong for his arc. I like that it now has a couch buddy he can bring over to watch TV shows with. That was fantastic. I love Madison. She's great.
Until she spoiled The Sopranos, I was like, oh, I was watching. I cried for 3 days.
And then we learned that Wong actually likes to drink a whole bunch.
Oh, yeah. And
of course, he's also like, well, he's no longer a manservant, but he still kind of has to clean up after Steven, so that gives him plenty of reason to drink.
Yeah, but it was still funny to see him just, just to be a binge watching person like the rest of us. But
my thing on that one was like, did they open a dimension to Limbo? Because they did mention goblins, and I'm sitting there, it's like, So we talking Ileana? We talking Madeline? What are we talking about here?
I was gonna guess Limbo. I was gonna guess,
guys. If you know where to look in these Marvel shows, especially as of late, X-Men are everywhere. The mutants are everywhere. I mean, the most verbal confirmation we got is Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is a mutant. Yeah. Smartly and wisely done, because no one gives a shit that she's an Inhuman. I guarantee you.
Sure.
They did not want the word of that name in the words of people's mouths for a very long time. It's why Black Bolt got his head blown clean out by his own power in Multiverse of Madness. They are done with Inhumans.
I kind of blame Dr. Richards for that. He could destroy you with one word for his mouth. Why? You sat there and told her.
This is why the smartest one in the Richards family is Valeria, the 5-year-old.
If I was Captain Marvel in that movie when he said that, I would just look at him and be like, she might as well go ahead and wipe us all out right now. It's like, you might as well go and wipe us all out. You didn't sit there and told her exactly the trump card that she didn't know about. Thanks.
So we're on episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a 9-episode series. So we got probably 2 more episodes with Titania, and then the rest are going to be Daredevil.
Pretty much, but
a lot of people are already complaining about the yellow suit, clearly not understanding the history of Daredevil. That's fine. You know what? To be fair, a lot of people don't know about the yellow suit, and if you associate the yellow suit, my mind's immediately going to goofy characters that the yellow suit comes with.
I gotta say this because Shadow's not here to say it. I gotta say it. You Marvel fans, I like to call you Marvel fans who have never picked up a comic book. You're new. First and foremost, welcome. It's plenty of room here. We have jackets and cookies. That being said, before you got,
we don't have cookies.
Metaphorical cookies, but
they don't have
that also
like those.
That being said, for the love of God, do research before you complain. Like, for all those that are complaining about She-Hulk, saying that She-Hulk is woke, has an agenda, has a message, read a actual comic book first.
No, my favorite article I saw is, are all the guest characters interfering with She-Hulk? And that's literally the point of her book.
But that's
how her book functions.
Well, it's just the thing that just it betwixt my biscuits that I see so many people going, well, She-Hulk was supposed to be written like this, and why is she twerking with Meg Thee Stallion? I'm like, I so want to point you to a certain writer's run with She-Hulk, and you will understand.
She had clothes after she was done jumping that rope.
Yes. As you try to get me to laugh. Yes. But the thing is, the one thing I want to point out is with you new fans is that for the simple fact of the matter, read the comics. Not everything. It's like it's almost like I saw one thing where it said after Endgame, everything went downhill. No, the beautiful thing about storytelling is that you cannot always expect the clear blue sky hero overcomes story. Marvel has its accelerating telling points. It also has those telling points where it's building up to a new story. Now, nobody was complaining the first run of the in the Infinity Saga. Nobody was complaining. But now that we have an established MCU, and not only were we telling a multiverse saga, not only are we trying to lead up the Secret Wars, not only are we trying to do the Kang Dynasty, where again Kang is somewhere within the multiverse, that the storytelling is going to be different. That not everything has to be canonically aligned. Yes, it's in the same continuity, absolutely, but not everything has to lead up to a bigger thing. Some movies some movies and television shows we really should just be able to enjoy. And to me, She-Hulk is one of them. Only because, number one, I read the comics about She-Hulk. I think they're great. And so far, the show has been done exceptionally well. But for the love of God, I beg of you, you Marvel fans, before you start complaining, read the comics first. That's the source material is.
Well, let's preface this. Mm-hmm. Read the comics aside from the Jason Aaron Avengers run.
Right.
That is a part of She-Hulk.
Right.
That is where everyone keeps getting this image of why is She-Hulk not more huge and buff. That is the Jason Aaron run of She-Hulk.
Yeah.
That is not the Dan Slott run of She-Hulk, where this is what it's taken from. This is definitely not the John Burns run of She-Hulk. This is the Dan Slott John Burns run of She-Hulk.
Which again was still one of my favorite runs. Again, one of my favorite runs in She-Hulk. But I just want to encourage people to read. Like my whole thing is read. It's just like when Game of Thrones came out. Game of Thrones series came out. I encourage everybody, go back and read Game of Thrones, A Crown of Thorns, Sword of Storms. Read those because there's so much more story. Just like when Harry Potter came out, read the books. The Hobbit came out, or The Fellowship of the Ring, or The Fellowship of the Ring came out. Again, read the books. There is so much.
The Hobbit, you will ask yourself, why were there 3 movies of this?
That's a whole other art. That's a whole other story. But
so, in the end, let's cap it off with this. If you guys have a problem with it being woke, it having an agenda, if you think characters are new and don't understand what's going on, you guys are not ready for the X-Men, emotionally or intellectually, or any other spiritually, physically, metaphysically, because God help you when the X-Men come.
Oh, they won't know what to do.
Yeah, they don't know what to do.
They won't know what to do with the X-Men.
The moment you see Jean Grey and you're gonna like she's new, it's like,
oh, it's gonna mess them up. That's the reason why I'm saying it now. I'm saying it now.
I want the Wolverine to come out of the portal to be Laura just to cause this.
Just to choose chaos.
Oh, I want to be a petty bitch about this. I have no problem.
Just to choose chaos.
I want Gabby, I want Dakin, and then when they ask, yeah, our dad died. Dad died when Laura was little. We didn't know about Dakin until later.
That would mess a lot of people up, but for the rest of us, we'd be like, cool.
Actually, for the rest of us, that means Logan means a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you guys have a problem with woke agendas, God help you with the X-Men.
Oh, I'm waiting for that. That's gonna
I'll happily point you to either Mutant Massacre or Man Loves, God Kills.
I'm gonna sit there and just watch and sit back and just watch the carnage. Personally, that's just me.
Oh no, that's a whole nother movie that was terrible.
Yeah, but aside from that, like I said, just wanted to get that out the way, just because it's starting to get louder and louder. It started taking on a body of its own. But literally, guys,
the other thing I want you to understand, and sorry for cutting you off on that.
No, go ahead.
The yellow and red suit is fine. We can't have him in the Shadowland suit because the majority of his stuff happens at night. And a black costume, unless you're Batman and you're made of construction paper, you don't film well.
You ain't wrong, but construction paper.
Well, I mean, it was made on black construction paper.
True.
So, yeah, like, it's got to be the yellow and red suit. They got to differentiate Charlie Cox. Marvel from Charlie Cox. Netflix, it's still going to be Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
They're going to be Daredevil. It's just probably going to be the Mark Waid run of Matt Murdock busting into a Christmas party wearing a ugly Christmas sweater, fragrantly stating, "I'm not Daredevil." It's going to be the yellow jolly Daredevil that fights Stiltman, for God's sakes. Or, actually the owl's actually kind of creepier as they game along. But, yeah, as we saw, there was Frogman. And we could probably get Stiltman. We get to see Abomination, and someone actually made a pullover polo form that fits the Abomination form, which in and of itself is a violation of his parole, but we'll get there when we get there.
I'm no longer violent. In fact, I was the hero. I'm sorry. It still sticks with me about that.
I'm no longer violent. I was a hero, and then you just hear Bruce in the background. You were up against a tree.
Yeah, it's like I just want to be petty about that. But no, crap. Forgot about train of thought. So anyway, back to D23. Again, Marvel did have there were some games being announced. I did want to cover this one before we get to the Untitled one. I know we've said this a lot on this podcast, especially with Marvel's Midnight Suns, because we have announced. Technically, it was supposed to be released. Let me remember this. I got this right. It was supposed to be released actually this month, but got pushed back to October. then got pushed back to December. Now, as of D23, aside from watching the CEO get booed, which, by the way, if you watch live stream, there was no way they could have blocked that audio of the CEO getting booed. But they did actually give some news about Midnight Suns that it will have a December release, unless you have a Nintendo Switch. But they also did release another trailer for it, so here it is. So they did actually, and it looks like it's official. So as you saw, guys, December, actually, let me go back one frame. December 2nd, 2022 is when it will come out. Of course, if you pre-order, you can get the Doctor Strange Defender skin. But Joe, I know this was one of the games you were looking forward to coming out. I mean, are you still excited to play it? Are you concerned, or how you feel about it?
I mean, I'm not going to boo the CEO because of delays. If a delayed game will eventually come out well, maybe not good, but well.
Oh, I need to correct. Oh, they didn't boo because of this. I mean, the guy came at the beginning of the stream. The guy came on and immediate booing. It was like they couldn't. It was a 7-second delay before he even said hello. That's how bad it was.
Which CEO are we talking about?
The Disney CEO.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the Praxis guy. It's like it's not his fault.
No. They've done the only person that got booed today, was the Disney CEO himself. He got booed.
Back to Midnight Suns. I've already got my team picked, guys. So if I didn't have to take the Hunter with me, it would just be Spider-Man, Wanda, Ileana, and Nico.
Nice.
Those are the only ones I use. I know I'm going to have to use other characters because of forcing in the thing. Also, strangely, if you looked at the opening trailer of the game, Sam Elliott, Sam Elliott Ghost Rider, makes a very brief appearance in the opening, which they're saying is Johnny Blaze. I say that's bullshit. But the Ghost Rider in this is Robbie Reyes.
Yeah.
I had to sit there and think about that. That's because when their last name is Reyes, I'm sitting there and says, like, we talking Blue Beetle or we talking Ghost Rider?
Jumping continuums from Blue Beetle to Ghost Rider.
It's like, wait, which Reyes is this? Jaime or Robbie?
No,
but no. Like, if I get my choice, once I get free pick, it's only going to be Spider-Man, Wanda, Nico, and Ileana.
Cool. But yeah, it's definitely coming out. I think that December 2nd is a solidified date. So I think it is definitely going to be coming out. But they did release another game. They did actually show another game. Again, this is an untitled game with Captain America and Black Panther in it. And this is only a teaser trailer. So if you haven't seen it during D23, you can see it now because from all intents and purposes, I'm intrigued. And I am so annoyed. That's it.
Okay, I have a lot of information on this.
Go for it.
So our cast is actually, they did say who it was. So our four heroes are, of course, a young Cap Steve Rogers, T'Challa's grandfather Azuri, the Black Panther of World War II, Gabriel Jones, who's a U.S. soldier, the only black member of Cap's allies in the Howling Commandos. He was actually seen in the Captain America First Avengers movie. He was also entrusted with the Infinity Formula and was granted citizenship by Azuri. However, he turned it down to continue the fight in the war and for racial equality back in America. The other character is Denali, leader of the fledgling Wakanda Spy Network, and later on down the road, Azuri's wife being the Queen of Wakanda during World War II.
Huh. Okay.
So,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
The other part of this is written by Amy Hennig of Legacy of Kain, Jack and Daxter, and Uncharted fame. Story consultant is Mark Benin, who took stage after the stream. Noted that this game's story was inspired by the moment of Avengers Infinity War, where Cap and T'Challa ran ahead of the army.
Nice.
So that's where they got their inspiration from. And that's pretty much all the information we were giving about this. Very minute details, but I'm looking forward to this. The game casting characters looks great. If it's Amy Hennig, we're in for a hell of a story.
Yeah, because because I mean, from the teaser trailer, it looks awesome, and I'm waiting to actually see gameplay. But yeah, the fact that it's untitled makes me think that okay, as long as we're seeing development on this, I'm not going to complain. So again, not bad. I'm looking forward to it. But
also a game of good representation. 3 out of 4 characters are of African descent.
Yeah,
I'm digging that. This also tells potentially a story of racial inequality in the game, potentially, depending on how things play out with Gabriel. A love story for Azuri and Milani.
Yeah.
Cap trying to possibly, and this is all theory in my head, but Cap stepping out of the show and becoming an active part of the war.
Yeah.
Because at this point, he's just like a figurehead for the war and not actually participating. If we're going the route that,
I mean, there's a lot of spots. I mean, they could even be an Isaiah Bradley mentioned somewhere in the middle of this. Considering
no, Isaiah Bradley's Vietnam.
Still could be a mention. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but it still could be a mention. But I just see that's why I hate that they gave us this little tidbit. They gave us a little bit of information. I'm just like, I just want to see more. But
maybe they'll have a music rhythm level with Gabriel since he's a world-class trumpeter.
Trumpeter with grenades, grenade trumpeter. Now let me not get bored.
He is not a board.
Let me not give Borderlands any more ideas after I got through playing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. But with that being said, also guys, some quick notes because there were other games that were mentioned at D23. Aside from Midnight Suns, the untitled one, there is going to be another game, Tron Identity, which is basically going to be a detective-based game that's going to be coming out.
So, quick question on this one. Did they say where this is taking place? Is this like in between Tron Legacy and Tron 2?
I did not get a placement on that. I started to look that up. They always sit there and said that it was a detective program that's tasked with solving the mystery of an unprecedented crime. So I'm not sure if this is before or after.
Why does this sound like Blade Runner but in the computer?
Yes. Exactly what I said. Yes. But we'll follow that because that's going to be coming out in 2023 on PCs and consoles. There is a new co-op with Mickey Mouse and Friends. That'll be exclusive for the Nintendo Switch. That'll be coming out in 2023. I gotta put this ever so nicely about how this game looks. Because it is going to be in that type of drawing / 4K 3D and a 2D environment kind of style. But again, if you're a fan of those type of games in 2023, that's going to be coming out.
Have you not watched those Mickey cartoons in this art style?
I tried, but they kind of freaked me out.
Dude, they let Goofy die in an episode. He came back as a revengeful zombie.
Mickey Mouse got dark. Damn. Mickey Mouse got dark. That's gonna be stuck in my head. They're like, Goofy, you killed Goofy. Anyway, Marvel Worlds of Heroes.
They got that one.
There was no segue out of that. Marvel World of Heroes is a new AR game that's coming out by the same people that did Pokemon Go.
They are really digging for that one.
Yep. And then Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora.
Hard pass.
I saw that, and all I could sit there and say was that should have been a little bit more polished, because you're trying to make it a fantasy MMO shooter, and it looks... Yeah,
they're gonna try to take PSO2 online on.
Yeah.
Good luck.
It looks it. Trust me, if you go back and find the trailer for it, that's why I didn't want to play it. But Marvel Snap again is another collectible card game that's coming out October 18th. So actually in the very near future, that's going to be a card game playing that's going to be on mobile devices. That's going to be free to play, which means there's going to be a paywall somewhere. What were you going to say, Joe?
Isn't this just the Marvel version of that WWE like Slam Master card game thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure.
Disney has decided they're going to run the gauntlet and go everywhere. And then, of course, Return to Monkey Island is going to have a Pirate Day launch day again. If you haven't played Return to Monkey Island, it is a fun little game to play. Even I'll admit it, because I played that with my nephew. It is going to be interesting to see what they come up with on September 19th, a.k.a. Talk Like a Pirate Day.
As long as it has my favorite line from one of the games.
Which line is that?
This pig-shaped bush frightens and disturbs me. Also, I really like the pre-order bonus they have in this.
What was the pre-order bonus? I'm sorry, I forgot.
The horse armor that does absolutely nothing for you in the game.
Oh, right.
You can't sell it. You can't use it.
It's just there.
Sit in your inventory.
Just taking up space. I completely forgot about that. Also, Aliens: Dark Descent. Of course, we talked about that at the summer of games last month. That's actually coming to consoles and PCs on 2023. Let me
see if I can find the video for that, because that looked interesting.
Oh yeah, you go ahead and find that. Of course, Gargoyles. If you remember the 90 platforms Gargoyles, that's actually going to be coming back out to PCs and modern consoles. Because I think it was on the Sega Genesis. It was on Sega Genesis. There we go. Staring right in the face. Sega Genesis in 1995. Disney Dreamlight is going to add a new Toy Story realm to its console. And of course, like I said, the shooter for Avatar looks horrendous. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga will be getting a new Galactic Edition, new characters such as Cassidy Andor, Reva, Captain Rex from the Bad Batch, and more. And of course, because Disney cannot help but be a part of Mario Kart, they'll be introducing Speedstorm, which is basically Mario Kart for Disney characters. I wish I could make this up. But aside games go, those are the only things that were released. Joe, did you find... I think I can find the trailer for Aliens Dark Descent.
I think I have it. Say they have a trailer for gameplay, but now I can't find it.
I think it's still there. Just give me a second.
The other big Disney game that came out is that
that what?
I have to Google it because Disney Dreamlight Valley, where it's kind of Disney meets Harvest Moon. Or no, what's not Harvest Moon? What's the one people play nowadays?
You lost me.
It's... Oh, I remember. It's Disney mixing with Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley.
Dream Valley?
Yeah, Dream Valley has finally gone into early access.
Oh yeah.
People are really enjoying it, from what I understand.
Oh yeah, that's what they add a new realm to it.
Yes. Also, they said that Scrooge McDuck is a much worse Taskmaster than Tom Nook, and I'm like, well, no crap, it's Scrooge McDuck.
It's Scrooge McDuck. What do you
The
expect?
man's gonna make you work for your money, like how he did when he got his first penny shoe shining.
Pretty much. Okay, I think I found it. So let me go ahead and play the trailer for Aliens Dark Descent, because I think this is the most recent one.
Sergeant Leo Alvarez of the CM Leth Recon Squad.
Okay, never mind. That's
I was
actually
gonna say, I remember that one last time.
Yeah, that's the trailer. That's the trailer we showed from Summer of Games. Where is the gameplay? Now that's gonna bug me. That's really gonna bug me, because I could have promised they had a little bit. Well, I could play it this way, because there is something, but I don't really need the voiceovers.
Well,
That's pretty bad,
gameplay
isn't it?
Impressions.
Huh?
There's gameplay impressions.
Yeah, but it's not really. It's not where I thought it would be.
No. So did they keep introducing Gargoyles Remastered?
Oh, I talked about that. That it's gonna that they are actually doing a re-release of that from the Sega Genesis 95 game. Yeah,
I'm sure Pete would actually introduce that.
The other thing about it is, though, I've never played it. I did not play on Sega Genesis, so that's going to be a new thing for me. That really is. But anyway, before we get to Star Trek, some other Disney news that we did want to cover as well. We'll have to find that trailer another day. But also, there is 2 movies that have been announced. First, Little Mermaid, that they actually did drop a live action teaser. I have mixed feelings about this. But Joe, you've already seen the trailer, right?
No, I just tossed it off to you.
Yeah, well, surprise for both of us.
Out of the sea, wish I could be part of that world.
Well, they got somebody that can sing. I'm gonna be honest though. I'm waiting to see what Sebastian looks like. Sebastian is either Sebastian's gonna make the movie for me, or he's gonna ruin the movie. But that was the TV trailer for Little Mermaid. That's gonna be coming out in 2023, of course. Javier Bardem will play King Titan. Melissa McCarthy will play Ursula. John Howard King will play Prince Eric. David Diggs will play Sebastian the Crab. Jacob Tremblay will voice Flounder, with Rob Marshall directing. Of course, with Halle Bailey as Ariel. It's not bad first impressions, eyes, but what's with the face, Joe? What's with the face?
She wants to be part of that world, and clearly that's a ship-to-ship battle where people are dying above her.
Wait, look at the positive side of things.
I mean, it's 2 bright red flashes going on. Clearly that is a ship battle going on above her.
I want to be part of that world. That's destruction. It's just raining.
Gonna go up on top. This is gonna be G.I. Joe fighting Cobra again.
Oh God, that was.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm just sitting there watching this trailer. It's like all these explosions and lights, and then you just see two giant red cannon blasts. Like, oh, untold violence, death, and misery is above. And all right, girl, you go for it. You're 15. You got this.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm trying not to laugh right now. But just.
Play the trailer again. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh no. I just thought about that. I was like, the red that was firing. I'm like, worldwide. There's a naval sea battle going on, and there's a mermaid talking about how bad she wants to join the surface. Ooh, Disney movies are dark, but Disney movies are uber dark. But no.
And Ariel, the Bookmaster and Commander.
Oh God. That also being said, there was an announcement about Lion King, Mufasa Lion King, in which the story is going to be told about Mufasa going from a cub to actually being king himself. That's going to be told to the eyes of Timon, Pumbaa, and Rafiki, which again, I have so many questions about as a kid who watched The Lion King 1 and 2 and then wondered why we needed to go back to the Pride Lands. But it is what it is, I guess.
Why are we going back to the Pride Lands? At this point, aren't the lions Jedi?
Pretty much. Almost to a certain extent, yes. I mean, the thing about it is...
I've not kept up with anything. The last thing I think I saw of Lion King was passing on the internet and saw that Nostalgia Critic was reviewing Lion King 2?
Yeah.
Question mark? And something about, like, the kids loving Pride something. Pride Trooper? No, wait. Pride Troopers is Dragon Ball Super. And this was before Bluey, like, took over Disney Plus.
Yeah.
By the way, people, I don't have kids. I saw one episode of Bluey just out of sheer boredom and morbid curiosity. That is the most accurate representation of tired parents I've ever seen.
You gotta watch Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig has got that nailed. The dad always looks tired, but then again,
but this one has the dad getting kicked in the crotch a couple of times.
Damn.
God bless the Australians.
Dark humor. But with that being said, let's not also forget that Star Trek did have a day as well, except their day was on Thursday instead of Friday. They did actually have some news that popped out, especially the one with Picard having the final season. And I will give it to Patrick, to Sir Patrick Stewart. I cannot ask for a better fitting for the final season, because this trailer alone, it brings back some feels a little bit.
This message is for Admiral Jean-Luc Picard. We need your help.
I need to find a ship. We need to find a ship. No, I can't ask you to put yourself in danger.
Since when? Jean-Luc, wherever you go, we go. Hello, beautiful.
Permission to come aboard, Commander.
Permission granted, sirs. Welcome to the Titan.
Why don't you do us the honor, Commander?
Engage.
I'm not ready.
So many
I'm not ready.
things I want to say.
I'm not ready. I'm so not ready.
We get to see 7 and 9 in a Starfleet uniform for the first time. She is the new commander of Riker's old ship, the Titan. We get to see Beverly with a rifle.
I just need Warp to say it one good time. I need Michael Dorn just to, in the middle of battle, just sit there and be like, "Today is a good day to die,"
and then get hit with the blue barrel.
Of course, again, guys, that is Picard, the final season, which will come out next year, February the 16th. Both Picard, if you have not seen Picard, Star Trek Picard, especially the most current season, I'd highly recommend you check out both. Just because I don't want to give away the second season. I finished it. I loved it. And I just hate that such a short-lived series, but it's a well-written series.
It has a great in-joke for Star Trek 4. The time Aquaman was right about whales. What I call that movie.
You're not wrong.
Star Trek 4, the time Aquaman was right about whales. They do solve everything. Whales are great.
Oh god, I'm just not ready for this final season of Picard. I really am not. But again, highly recommend it. If you have Paramount Plus, definitely check it out. You will not be disappointed. Also, Star Trek Lower Decks, which I am still making my way through the first season. What were you gonna say, John?
Fantastic. I just learned that the lead character, Tawny Roberts, the one that does Beckett Mariner, has her own Star Trek podcast.
Oh, nice.
And she was on Star Trek Day. She was one of the hosts with another Lower Decks member. They were prompted several times to please keep on script all through the night.
That tells me I should be listening to that podcast. But anyway.
Also, remember for this season of Lower Decks,
okay,
we are getting a live action crossover between Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds.
Nice.
We don't know how, but it's going to happen.
Oh, it's probably going to happen. But anyway, here's a clip from Star Trek Lower Decks. If you have not seen it, Joe put me onto this, and I highly recommend that you give it a shot.
Evasive maneuvers! Fire at will!
We're being boarded!
Let's throw them a welcoming party! The device! Hand it over! I'll destroy this before I let you... Oh! Timber!
Commanders, the asset has been obtained.
Excellent. Destroy this joke of a Federation ship. Leave no survivors.
All decks! I hoped I would never have to give this order, but all hands to it!
Captain, incoming ship! It's the Wayfarer! Thank the prophets.
Send those thanks to Captain Bucephalus Dagger.
That is going to get under Boimler's skin so badly.
And also, the last thing, like I said, as Joe was saying, Strange New Worlds, which is another Star Trek series. Again, I highly, highly recommend, if you are a fan of the original Star Trek, if you're a fan of Next Generation, if you're a fan of DS9, it follows along those same lines. And it is really, really, I know I'm overselling this, but I can't help it. It's really, really good.
They only have stumbled like maybe once or two times in that series to my liking. My favorite episode is still the Gorn episode because it's just alien.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. But also, here's another clip. Here's also the other clip we have. This one is actually from Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and you'll see why. Like I said, if you are a bona fide Star Trek fan, you're going to love it.
Pilot's personal log, stardate 1630.3. I'm Lieutenant Erica Ortegas. Most of the time, I fly the ship, which is cool, but can get boring. Today is different. Rigel 7's atmosphere is a hot mess of wind shear, exotic radiation, and heavy particles that jam the sensors on our shuttles. Piloting down takes incredible skill, which I have, but the best part? I'm with the landing party, something I almost never get to do.
Nice. You're actually wearing the hat.
You kidding? The hat is supreme. We're Kalarans now. Recon 101.
The core debris field we observed previously is descending. By my calculations, it will intersect multiple points along the ship's intended orbital plane.
Debris from what?
Likely an impact between two large celestial bodies that orbited Rigel 7 several centuries ago.
Can't you just say 2 moons?
I could, but that would be leaping to a conclusion. Analysis is underway, but I would merely characterize the fragments as volatile.
We get it, Spark.
All right, well, on we go. Let's get to that shuttle bay and have ourselves a landing party.
Maintaining stability will require piloting Enterprise by hand.
Between the fragments and the gravity shifts, I'll have to make manual adjustments every 20 minutes. Or lights out Enterprise.
I'm glad you get it. We need you here keeping Enterprise safe.
Hi, Captain. But who's gonna fly the shuttle through all that choppy sky and radiation?
I may not be Eric Ortegas, but I was a test pilot, remember? We get you next time. I promise.
I was not responsible for the data. It would be illogical to blame.
Just learn when to leave people alone, Spock.
Sorry. I'm working on that.
Again, it is awesome. Just the fact it okay. I don't want to get too deep into that just because number one, the guy who plays Spock and the guy who actually plays Lieutenant Ortegas, person who plays Lieutenant Ortegas. Again, worth watching if you ever get the chance. Heavily recommended because especially at the end of the month, we're gonna have our buddy back on here who's also a Trek fan along with us, as we're going to be discussing pretty much all things Trek and what we expect from all three Star Trek shows next year. But
all four.
No, I'm sorry.
All four.
Yeah, all four. Sorry, 4. I forgot one. My bad. All 4 because I forgot about Prodigy. But
no, actually. So let me rephrase that. All 5 because we're both forgetting Disco.
That too.
Other fun things. Anson Mount from Dixon, Tennessee.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Captain Price from Dixon. My favorite part of that whole series is still where they're in, I want to say it's the galley, but I may not be sure, but Pike just handing off dish duty to Spock and Spock doing a full science analysis in the middle of washing dishes is like my favorite thing ever. And then the super tough security captain, like, taking one bite of pancakes and, like, turn to Una's like, yeah, here's the cheese.
Damn. I remember that part. But again, highly recommend all those Star Trek series that are on Paramount Plus. Definitely check them out. Of course, aside from Disney Day still continuing. Also, let's not forget, Ubisoft Forward will also be having their day tomorrow. So whatever is actually being announced tomorrow, we may actually do a short clip of it on social media, but we'll definitely cover it next Friday. I'm pretty sure more than likely they're going to be talking about the next Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Mirage. Possibly the way they're kind of amping this up. But we'll find out. But Joe, any other news we got, sir, before we go into comics?
We had that one thing about Ezra Miller.
Again?
It's in the group chat.
Did I miss it? I had to restart my Google. What did he do? I'm just curious.
They finally casted him, adult him in the Ahsoka show.
Oh, right. Dang it. Where's that page? Oh, I forgot about Star Wars. Thank you. Hang on. I'm gonna get this back up as soon as possible. Crap. You know, I'm forgetting something. Yeah, Star Wars Ashoka, because what was his role again? The name of the role that they were giving, because I'm trying to pull it up as quickly as humanly possible and failing miserably.
He's the adult version of Ezra Bridger, the kid who took out Thawne in Rebels.
Ah, gotcha. I'm still catching up on Rebels, so there might be some things that are gonna probably fly over my head. Only because it's kind of funny that you mentioned Rebels. Last time you mentioned Rebels, I finally started watching it, and then it was like my son Chad got into it, and next thing you know, he wants to watch Rebels. So, but then again, I kind of owe him one because I let him watch Venom, which I wasn't supposed to let him watch Venom anyway. So here we go, got it. Okay, Ezra Bridger. Oh, what I think? You know what? I know my hearing's going bad. Because why did I think that you said Ezra Miller?
Well, see, here's why I couldn't have. I didn't say child groomer Ezra Miller.
I know, but it's my ears. It's not you. It's my ears. Because I could
No,
have
but
sworn.
it's phonetic. You have to say child groomer Ezra Miller. It's like a pimp named Slickback. But you say the whole thing.
You say the whole thing?
You say the whole thing.
Oh, God.
Or
but yes.
from that one book I just finished reading, Space 1969.
Mm-hmm.
If you say Jerry Lewis, it's Golden Globe nominee Jerry Lewis.
Gotcha. But yes, Ezra Bridger has been casted. The character for Ezra Bridger has been casted. Eman Esfandi, if I mispronounce your name, I heavily apologize. He has been casted for the role of Ezra Bridger in the Ashoka series. I don't remember if they said anything about the Ashoka series being released next year or not.
I don't know when that's coming out. I know we got Andor getting a sneak peek soon. D23 also just put out a first look at Pixar's new original animated baseball series called Win or Lose, with Will Forte being cast as the main character known as Coach Dan. This kind of looks like a Pixar version of the Bad News Bears.
I kind of wish there's some things. There's just some things that just, I mean, they were made for a set in time, and they don't need to be brought back. But then again, they brought back a league of their own. So,
what else do we got? Journey into the fantastic futuristic version of Lagos, Nigeria, with the first look of Disney animation and Kugali's Iwaju.
Bless you.
I'm trying my best on that one. Oh, Christ almighty, why are they doing this? They also just announced and put out a poster for the next live action Disney remake, Peter Pan and Wendy. We also get an original movie coming out November 24th, the sequel to Enchanted. We get its sequel, Disenchanted.
Ooh, not to be confused with Netflix Disenchanted?
Correct.
Although Netflix's Disenchanted was pretty good. Matt Rowan did actually have a great series. But
and in
Peter
fact,
and
we actually have a trailer out for Disenchanted.
Netflix or the other one?
The Disney one I just announced.
Okay. I'm sorry, because again, the phonetics of it all has me switching back and forth. I apologize.
Looks like we also get a new trailer for Hocus Pocus 2.
Oh, everybody's looking forward to that. Even myself.
New poster with the main character for National Treasure. Is this 3 or 4?
Well, this would be 3. There's only 2 movies.
Okay, National Treasure 3, Edge of History.
Yeah.
Simpsons season 33 is hitting Disney Plus on October 5th.
To go back to Peter and Wendy, I still say Peter Pan was a true villain of the story, but go ahead.
He was keeping all those children and Captain Hook prisoner.
Yeah. But let Disney tell a villain story. But I'm sorry, what else did you have?
They got another trailer for that new Disney Plus series, Terra Incognita. This is all the stuff coming out from Disney Plus at the moment.
Okay.
Missions from Andor. So yeah.
Gotcha. Although Andor looks really, really good, and I cannot
am
actually wait to
really
watch that.
confused who the audience for that is, because like until KS2O is on that show, I have absolutely zero interest in watching Andor.
Well, I've always sat there and said between the episodes that there's so many stories that they can tell, but I kind of wish they were one shots instead of series. But I think Andor can be done properly. I think it can be really done. I think Andor can be fine, but like I said, it's that in between. It's almost like before it was like how can I put it this way? It almost runs parallel to Rogue One right before New Hope, if that makes sense.
It does, but again, like I don't know anyone that was clamoring for
well
Andor series, like a Jen Erso. That was her name, right?
Yeah.
Like Jen Erso, the early years where she was bumming around with what's his name? The one Forrest Whitaker played?
General I can't remember his last name to save my life right now, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, like I know more people would be clamoring for that than this, just because like I said, Andor was not, that character didn't really like do anything for me, with the exception of when he was trying to when he was with KS2O. And they already said that like the robot won't be coming in until mid-series.
True. But I just still want to look at it like
I don't want to sound like the people that like I only want to see big Star Wars names. I am happy to have like stories about other individuals, but like I want to see Donnie Yen's character and the dude that was the other Temple Guard with him.
That would be cool too. I'd be happy with that because they were scene stealers. I'd be completely happy with that. But that's what makes me. That's why I was sitting there saying I would like to see. I wouldn't like to see series per se. I would like to see a lot of one shots. To me, that would you kind of entice people by showing different sides of what's happening in the Star Wars universe, but you're not tying everybody to a buildup, if that makes sense. Because that's why I was kind of
in Star Wars Visions,
which made it great. Star Wars, it's exactly what made Star Wars Vision great because they were all one shots. I think the same thing can be done with stories. What was that one book, Tales from Star Wars or something like that?
Well, there's Tales of the Cantina and Tales of the Bounty Hunter.
Thank you, Tales of the Bounty Hunter.
Tales of the Jedi now too.
I want to say it, but I think I only know about Tales of the Bounty Hunter. But still, that's different stories that you can tell, but you can tell it in a live action format, which again, I wouldn't complain about. But at this point with Star Wars, with Jon Favreau and I forgot the other guy's name to save my life right now, let them run with it because so far they've actually put out great programming. So I can't complain. But no, what else you got?
That's it right now. D23 hasn't really activated from anything else.
Yeah, until tomorrow, unless everybody's too busy partying with the mouse. Unless you're the CEO of Disney and you're probably trying to figure out why everybody's booing you. But anyway,
why did they boom? What happened recently that?
It wasn't recent. Remember the previous stance that they took about not protecting their LGBTQ plus employees during the whole thing with Florida.
Oh, okay, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, he was late. He was really late to the party on defending his employees, and it did not translate well. So that's why a whole bunch of his employees are not very happy with him right now. So that's the reason why he got booed. Which I guess, shot yourself in the foot, you reloaded. But as you're getting your comic lineup ready, I do want to say this before, like I said before we get into the comic pulls of the week, guys. As always, please support your local libraries, support your local comic book stores. I know if you're in the Middle Tennessee area, ours is Rick's Comic City, voted #1 place for comic books in Nashville. They actually have 3 locations in Middle Tennessee. One is in one's in Clarksville, one is in Donaldson, and of course one is in Fort Campbell. So definitely check them all out. Like I said before, support your local comic books. Also, libraries. Libraries keep the most up-to-date comics, mangas, and multimedia. So again, even in 2022, you can still get a library card. Definitely check it out and keep up. And like I said, support your local comic books, support your local libraries, because trust me, you're gonna miss them when they're gone. Especially in my case, because I actually scored a couple of graded Spider-Man comics from the Comic Book City. So thank you. I'm just trying to track down a specific Batman, but that's gonna take me a while and probably cost me a lot. What do you say, Joe?
They just announced that Jude Law will be Captain Hook and Peter Pan and Wendy.
Again, Peter Pan is the villain. Peter Pan, in my opinion, will always be the villain.
The best example we can give for this to be true is Fox's Peter Pan of the Pirates, where Peter just gave up and grew up and nearly doomed his entire Neverland Island and everybody in it to die because he grew up.
I mean, but technically, if you really think about it, what did Captain Hook all he wanted? All he wanted was to be left alone. He was happy. Nobody cared about Captain Hook plundering the seas, but apparently he just wanted one individual to leave him alone, and Peter Pan was an antagonist. Yes, I said it.
On top of that, Peter Pan and the Pirates had Tim Curry as Captain Hook.
Yes, Tim Curry. God rest that man's soul.
What are you talking about? He's still alive.
I mean in the sense of, I'm trying not to be mean about this because his now I'm gonna sound like a dick when I say this. His current situation prevents him from performing the way we're used to seeing him as.
Have you not seen that one Twitter?
What Twitter?
The one where someone just like randomly asks how Tim Curry's doing. He just replies like, "Oh, I'm doing well. I'm eating some tacos right now."
Last time I saw him, they were showing him for the the anniversary
and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to that? He just like randomly tweeted back to someone. He's like, "I'm fine, eating tacos right now."
Oh, because last time I saw him, I'm like, the man did not look well.
Oh, he had just had that stroke.
Yeah, that was right after. Yeah, that was like what 3 weeks after the stroke when they decided to do the anniversary of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 30? Was it 20 or was it 30 years? It was something. It was either 20 or 30, one of the two. But yeah, for me, it'll always be Clue. He was always the one with the wisecracks. He was the butler with the wisecracks to me. And so many other movies. But still, I feel like a dick when I said that. But anyway.
You're not.
I know. I try not to. We try not to step on toes here on this podcast. We try not to, but sometimes things do fly. But no. But as you're getting those comics together, though, there were a few. Like I said, I did like, depending on where you start, because the only one I had an issue with would probably be, well, I won't say an issue, but the New Mutants. That was the one I would have an issue with, because I'm like, it should have had a better title for that story.
It was a one shot, and plus everything right now is basically AXE anyway. So this was kind of refreshing to not have to worry about AXE for a moment.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, for what it was really just the whole thing about, it should have been out. It should have been Gabby went out for pizza. It literally should have been just that. That to me. But I'm sorry, but go ahead.
I mean, it's fine. So this is New Mutants number 29. I don't know if we have a guest writer and artist, or this is the new writing team, considering Aaliyah Vita and Rod Reese. I don't know if their book ended with the end. Their run on this book ended with the Trials of Magic or not, but we have a new team and new artists. So we have Danny Lors, the writer, Camille Sana as artist, and Dan Brown as colorist.
Okay.
The only ones in this book are actually Akihito, which is just Dakin. This is just his actual name. James Proudmore, Warpath, and Gabby Honey Badger, or as her new code name, Scout. This is just a one shot, so this is why it's getting honorable mention. It's really simple. Dakin spots Gabby going into a portal. The portal leads to an Orchis thing, and Dakin and Warpath go to get her and then discover no, she realized she went through the wrong portal. She went to the portal next to the one they went into and went and grabbed some pizza after having to break out of the compound. It's a quick one shot. It's fine. There's nothing egregious about it. There's nothing like mind blowing. It's just two buds going to look for one bud's kid sister or niece. I have still yet to figure out how their family dynamic works. Technically, sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it's super weird with how the Wolverine family works. Remember, guys, there is a Wolverine, another son, Jimmy Howlett, who has a symbiote, alien symbiote killer bonded to his body, trancing around Canada at this moment. So, the youngest of the Wolverine kids just decides to go get pizza and then shenanigans. That's really all there is to this book.
But still the long way to go to get pizza though. The long way to go get pizza.
It's good.
And the messed up part was when he sat there and said, "You do know that you could have just snuck your way out, but you decided to whoop ass on the way out because I know most of those alarms were set off by us." Yeah, it was fun. And that, my friends, is the person you got to be worried about. That right there, when they sit there and be like, "Yeah, but it was fun though," that's the individual you need to have your eyes on. That's all I'm saying.
It's like, you won't tell Dakin? No, I won't tell Dakin.
It was just the whole thing of just, but it was harmless. Yeah, okay, harmless.
Moving right along, we got The Lucky Dead #2, written by Melissa Flores, art by French Carlongo. I can't pronounce that. Colors by Natia Icano. This was fun. We are still setting up this book in this world. We still don't know how she got her powers. We do know that she is very prone to getting struck by lightning. And that her robot can make a robotic bull bounce off of it.
Yeah.
And this gives us the ability to actually cook one of the items from their Chinese Mexican barbecue restaurant that her family runs.
But in her defense, I bet it tastes delightful.
Oh, I bet it's killer. This is a good second issue. Still some She-Hulkisms and talking to the audience and then framing it as part of her PTSD. We still don't know a whole lot about her. We're learning more about the world first than the main character, which is interesting storytelling. Ultimately fine. I'm going to continue to support this book. I'm sure it'll get better as it goes along.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
you can't expect everything to be great out of the gate like Rogue Sun and Radiant Black.
Now, Rogue Sun was just take a broken family, put a power in between it, and let them squawk with each other. But no, you're right. I mean, it's still setting up because, like I said, you don't want every superhero story to follow the same formula. So I'm completely okay with this. Almost every massive verse issue I've read so far has been great. So I'm not mad about it. I like it.
They did announce what the next issue of Rogue Sun is. It's a choose your own adventure tape story.
This is not going to end well.
Something wrong with magic.
Oh, this is not going to end well.
So they're basically just blatantly ripping off the Flash issue, which is choose your own adventure.
Yep.
Or no, Flash was there's a monster at the end of this book.
Yeah.
Moving on over, yes, surprisingly, we are still covering this series, but I will always say if the writer is good, I will follow. And Chip Zdarsky is doing one hell of a job with Batman. I still don't sub to this book at Rick's Comic City, but I'll read it for free here. This is written by Chip Zdarsky, art by Jorge Gemez, cover art by Gemez and Tomu Mori, and these are the variant covers. Coloring is Tomu Mori, with Kate and Kyle's doing lettering. This continues to follow the Batman of Zur and Ross saga, or the Contingency.
It falls contingencies.
Contingency saga. I'm not sure what we want to call it. We do learn the placement of the story happens sometime down the road from Tower of Babel, because Tower of Babel is specifically said to have happened right here, where Superman tells Batman, is like, you're out of the league. And so what happens when you go rogue? And Batman's like, well, that's what the league is for. And then Superman's like, you literally have files on how to stop us. How do we stop you? That is just one portion of this. Zur-En Ra tries to take on Contingency. It doesn't work. We have a Incredible Hulk moment, or a Moon Knight moment, possibly. It's kind of in between the two. I see Zur-En Ra as like the Gray Hulk to Batman's Bruce Banner.
I could say Moon Knight just because of the split personality and the fact the extreme differences. I go Moon Knight, but that's just me.
So there's a struggle for power, struggle of control. Since apparently Zur-En Ra is also not doing it, despite the fact that he arms him and Robin with beam sabers from Gundam, and it still doesn't finish off the robot.
Oh, that was still funny.
Which I can only say is like, they look like candles.
Failsafe is based off an Amazo type, so you have to, improved by Batman, so it's like...
Look, we know how to solve this with robots. Give the beam saber to a 4-year-old and tell her it's your birthday. For those of you that know, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you that don't worry about it. Just remember, they look like candles.
Just look at the flowers. Just look at the flowers.
Great book. This continues to be fantastic. Takes no whole prisoners with it's Failsafe, the Failsafe saga.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying it, but I enjoyed Chip Zdarsky as a writer. We could put this in anything. This could be Daredevil. This could be Batman.
Mm-hmm.
This could be Spider-Man for all I care. Now I just want to see Spider-Man with the beam saber and webs. Which technically that constitutes as Leopardon from his own television show.
Pretty much.
Anyways, good book. I can't recommend enough. I'm going to keep reading it in places rather than buy it, because I just don't want to contribute to the Batman fund. I'd rather contribute to the Nightwing fund.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but still.
Pretty soon we're getting ready to have Nightmite.
That is true.
Moving on over, we are jumping over to Marvel now. Over to Moon Knight. Moon Knight is written by Jed McKay, art by Alejandro Capuccio, colors by Rachel Rosenberg, and lettering by Corey Petit. Basically, this is Moon Knight's going around to his friends like, by the way, I have DID, and the various reactions. Awkward hugs, being punched in the face, fighting someone who looks like purple 90s Sabretooth for no reason. All the different personalities coming out and getting their own time to shine, because Mark is running low on money, so Steven needs to get him the money, and Jake needs to get him the leads.
But the funny part was the whole conversation. Like, it was almost like watching an AA person do step one. It's like, I'm admitting that I have a identity problem. We know.
No, my favorite part was Hunter Moon, and he was like, oh no, that's just more servants for the god Khonshu. That's fine. You're just an idiot about this plan.
But it's still funny. It's like, I had to stop myself, especially went to the therapist. I think we're having a breakthrough, Mark. No, we just decided that we just need to go ahead and tell you. It's like, we just all came to the conclusion to stop fighting each other. It's like, damn. So stop fighting each other? That's kind of petty. But no, it was a really it was a really good issue. I did like this issue. It did set up to where it was kind of I'm not saying I'm setting up to something big, but it might as well be close to it. it's almost like there's a fallout coming, but like I said, this issue was really good though. I had no complaints.
I mean, Jed McKay has been knocking out of the park with this Moon Knight series. Like, this is the longest I think I've seen a Moon Knight series go.
Nice.
Save for like the original run. Dropping on over to Immortal X-Men. I forgot to grab the wrong one. So this is written by Kieran Gillen. And we'll only go with last names because I grabbed the wrong front page. Art by Warnick and colors by Crucial. This is pretty much what happens when a couple of mutants on the Quiet Council gets judged.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny gets the thumbs down, being judged by a version of Mystique, who pretty much just the Celestial calls Destiny out on all her BS. There's a slight tie into the Marauders where Kitty's like, oh yeah, they judged me. I passed. Emma got judged by all the dead children that were ever involved in her life in her pursuit for free mutant kind. Clearly she got a thumbs down. And then Sebastian Shaw got judged, and he was like, pretty much the Cyclops right of, no, F you. You don't get to judge me. I don't give a crap what your thumb says. Like, unlike Cyclops, he did not change the Celestial's mind. He still got the thumbs down. It's just Sebastian like, I don't care what you say. This verdict means nothing to me. We also get a little bit of a pass for Sebastian Shaw, which I don't think we've gotten in like quite a while.
I mean, well, technically,
I can't think of when we got his origin last time.
No, you're right. I was trying to think about another time. No, you're exactly right.
Kieran Gillen continues to knock this book out of the park, much like I said earlier. There have been no bad issues of Immortal X-Men, and this continues that trend. I like the Kieran Gillen. I don't want to say he understands the X-Men, but he knows how to write a character-focused book and make each issue feel like it's that character's story despite it being a part of a bigger whole.
Yeah.
Like his Emma issue that ties into Hellfire Gala was excellent, and we have not gotten to see a focus on Sebastian Shaw like this in quite a while, and it's rightfully deserved, even though some of the smaller characters do get a spotlight just by saying, it's like, oh, I got judged. Here's how it happened.
I mean, you're not wrong, though, but damn.
What did I pull up? Oh, the passage in it.
Mm-hmm.
And the damned, there will be the most perfect hate. They will all wish the good were damned. Okay, sure. And rounding out the night is She-Hulk number 6. This is written by Rainbow Raoul, art by Luca Marsica, and colorist by Rico Renza with Joe Caramagna doing the lettering. The long and short of this is at her job, she has promised her home office she will not take any superhuman cases, and then Nightcrawler just immediately comes like, so we need you to represent us. It's like, you and a team is like all of mutant kind. We have so many outstanding legal issues, from jurisdiction to marketing rights to immigration. They said that Cyclops has been in Krakoa so long he can't even renew his driver's license in Connecticut. And so, of course, there's like a giant, like, brief verbal spat between her boss and She-Hulk. And she was like, I landed Krakoa. And, and the boss, like, hourly retainer. And then you just see her, like, the boss walking away, arm pumping.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we also learned that her boss is dating Andy the android. Which, like, she even asked, like, is she bewitching you? Is this consensual? Are you happy? During the summer at home, and you just see, he's like, no, we're happy. It's fine. Not under anyone's mind control or anything. And then she comes home and just immediately proceeds to start making out with Jack of Hearts, and then they go to the bedroom, and then She-Hulk just tosses a don't judge me glance.
Yeah.
He heads to the bedroom with Jack. Very cute. We knew this was coming. I think this was supposed to actually be the final issue, and it did get extended. Or this is supposed to be an 8-issue miniseries, but I think they may actually be doing this as an ongoing now rather than a mini.
You know what? That's a good question. I don't remember.
I want to say
that is a really good question that I have no answer for. I really do not.
She-Hulk, 8 primary works, 9 total books, Rainbow Werewolf. So this is supposed to be a 9-issue series.
Okay.
So meaning we're almost there. We're like third of the way there. I hope it gets an ongoing because this is really good work. Continues to impress. Continues to be funny sometimes. Continues to be touching and heartwarming. I do like that Jack also admits, like, yeah, I've never taken the suit off. And I'm like, so you're going to make him shower first before everything, just to be on the safe side? What are you doing here? Before you get into that bedroom, what's the cleanliness level we're talking about here with this man?
I mean, well, she's gamma, he's nuclear.
Yeah, but still never taking the suit off ever. Kind of like Febreze only gets you so far, people.
Oh, well, that's very true. That's very true. I wish the people in my gym would understood that, but very, very freaking true.
I don't Febreze any of my cosplays. I literally toss them in the washer and let them hang dry.
Oh, I bet those. That reminds me. That reminds me of the cons that are coming up, especially that multi-city music con. Woo.
There's too much stuff coming out this month. Like, I think I've got to do like possibly 5 things on one Saturday, so I got to pick and choose.
Oh, yeah, that's a busy card. But speaking of busy cards, sir, anything new on the streaming as we he done kicked himself out. He'll come back. I'll give Joe a moment. He'll come back. Well, while waiting for Joe to come back, guys, as we are wrapping this up, I do want to go ahead and do some shameless plugging as I usually do. I do want to first shout out my buddy Big BZA Dot, which you can find him here. You can definitely look him up. There we go. You can definitely look him up, Big BZA Dot on all socials, of course. Either Westman on Facebook. You can definitely find them there as he usually does his. Well, he's been doing a lot of stuff lately. He's been making beats and he's discovered TikTok. So he's doing this what is Big BZ thinking situation. But definitely check him out. There's Joe again. Joe, anything you let anybody know as far as what's coming up and what you'll be streaming, sir?
I hit the leave studio button instead of the end share button.
I kind of figured you did.
If I can stay awake long enough, I will try and stream PS2 Online Rebirth. I tried streaming it, but was just way too tired and got to like the part where, I kid you not, the opening island is just Besaid Island from Final Fantasy X.
Oh, dang.
Like the layout's the same too. I even asked, like, so where's Waka? The chief's house is just the temple summoning where you go get the bird for your sacred chicken in the first summon.
Oh, you get Val for it looks like a chicken with wings.
Yes. No, you don't. Not in PSO, but it looks like the chief's temple house looks like the Besaid.
I guess you said the chief's
so
temple
it's
house.
like, all right, we'll go into the thing, and by that time, I feel like I was thinking. So, if I can stay awake long enough, because work has been really been a hassle.
I can imagine.
No, not for the reason you think. There's just a lot of moving of beds because units are either opening or closing, or we got to get beds out of hallways and stuff like that. So I'm like flat tuckered out. So we'll be streaming that. My first episode of the Weekly Spirit came out with some help of the Battle Spirits community. I've already made significant upgrades to what it will look like in the second episode.
Okay.
Better borders, better backgrounds, better translation, a better understanding of some of the mechanics I cannot use in my game. Because my game does not cover the 2 latest sets or any collaborative sets.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I can't use any of the Kamen Rider, Ultraman, or Evangelion sets that have come out. And mine doesn't have set 60 or 61. So, I mean, like a couple of core mechanics behind that, I don't think. But we'll be covering that. I got to record that soon. And we'll go from there on that with the Weekly Spirit. That's the YouTube. The Twitch is going to be PS2O online. I may play some of Need for Speed Heat now that I have PlayStation Game Pass.
Yeah.
Or I may try Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
That was fun.
It just depends on what I want to do. It, like, now that I have Game Pass, I have like so many choices of things I want to try and play. Like I can play Ease 8, Ease 9, or download the Tom Holland version of Spider-Man, the video game, which really don't need to play for 97. Don't need a 97 playthrough of Scarlet Spider, but we may.
You're gonna do it.
More than likely.
You sound like me. You're gonna do it.
Or like I can go through, because now that I have access to Game Pass, I can get Tsushima Director's Cut.
Oh, okay.
So I may be able to do that.
There's still the Ghost of Tsushima. I've never played that new island. I never got the Director's Cut to where I could actually play on the new island. I actually need to go back and actually do that. But cool.
Well, yeah, like a bunch of stuff. So we'll just see what happens. I'm not too sure. IGN rated the Daniel Radcliffe Weird Al Yankovic biopic a 9 out of 10.
That is out, right? That is out. Is it out on Tubi?
I don't know if it's out on Tubi. I know it's out on like something I just don't have.
Me too.
Oh, here it is. Combining the epic tailing of Walk Hard and the classic Funny or Die sketch.
Well, I mean, it's Weird Al directing his own biopic, so that's already going to be funny. And Daniel Radcliffe is, for all those that don't know, he is definitely got some acting chops, at least for me. But no. But for all those that are wondering, yes, you can catch Joe on his YouTube channel page at Total Justice Gaming. Of course, his Twitter page at Joe Italian last name. So definitely catch him up as he will be live on those times. And again, definitely like and follow. Of course, for me, guys, Black Fox 447, you can find me on all socials, where you can like and follow me there, as I usually post everything that I review, especially Cobra Kai, which I forgot about. The new season of Cobra Kai is available on Netflix, so I'll definitely be binge watching that later. But also, I'll be posting gym stuff because I do a couple push-ups. At the same time, guys, I always say this: please be kinder to each other. Everybody's fighting a battle that you may not know about. So, check up on your people, make sure they're doing okay. You might do a lot more than just, checking up on them. You might save life in the process. And again, it takes zero energy to be nice. It takes almost everything out of you to be a dick. So simply don't be a dick. That simple. And also, the actual link that you see at the bottom, to make that just a little bit bigger for y'all to see. If you copy and paste that into your browser, it'll take you to our link tree. That's YouTube and Facebook pages for all of our podcasts. How the fuck we got here, get bit, of course, off of this podcast. Definitely check them all out, like and share, and go from there. And again, we still want to know everybody's opinions on what we thought of Disney D23 so far, the Star Trek series, and things of that nature. Please let us know your thoughts, and good or bad. We don't argue. We just want to know your opinions. We don't judge. Mostly. But beyond that, guys, we will definitely be back here next Friday. Same Get Bit time, same Get Bit channel. And of course, we'll probably have more information, probably have our Disney Day 23 wrap up, our information that we get from Ubisoft forward on tomorrow, and whatever news that pops up during the week. Aside from that, Joe, anything else you want to answer before we call it a night?
If you try to argue Star Trek, I will point out Gene Roddenberry tried to actively sabotage Star Trek 2.
Joe just chose violence. Joe chose violence. That being said, he's been
I'm
Joe.
using the knowledge I got from the new Star Trek book I wrote, Phasers on Stun. It's true. Gene Roddenberry did try to actively sabotage the production of Star Trek II, the motion picture.
What I think you were going to quote Gowron having a book from Klingons. how to be a politician.
Oh, no. For that case, I'd be doing the new Gowron expansion of Batless and Bloodwines, a D&D audio exploration of Klingons.
I thought you were going that route for a second. It's the reason why I said it.
Turns out I become a dentist and die by my own hand without any honor.
That being said, he's been Joe. I've been Will. This has been the Get Bit podcast for tonight, guys. Thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves and each other. We will all get through this. Peace.
Okay, bye.